Because without this enlightening way in existence, sitting in the church hollering out Jesus is not going to solve every manner of problem that comes from overall self-neglect. Hollering out Jesus' name is not going to fix that. You can holler Jesus' name all you want to, as long as you keep sopping down pork chops. Your high blood pressure is going to skyrocket, and you end up with all these manner of clogged arteries and high blood pressure and diabetes. And Jesus will not be able to save you from your own neglect. Nobody can. So we're here to bring them into a culture, into a divine way, into a divine attitude and a divine consciousness that can work for their well-being out of our compassion and love for them. We're not making no money because somebody chooses to live right. What do we have to gain from another person choosing to live right? It only helps our community from the perspective of our race does not go into annihilation. Because some aspect of that race must care about itself. Because if no aspect of our species care about itself, then we are on our way out the door. So the fact that there are people like nobles, brothers like us that are here, shows that some part of the black race cares about itself. We're the self-defense, self-caring mechanism within the collective consciousness of our black community.
Immune system.
Come on, you see that? Absolutely. And when that comes to an end, and when that's ended, then the race is dead after that. It's dead. When you see no more people walking up talking about giving and loving and caring and being concerned about ourselves, when there's no more of them left out there, it's over with. That people is on their way out. And what we're doing should be dramatically bigger. Dramatically bigger to show that it's enough percentage of this race to care about itself, to substantiate its perpetuation into the future. So this thing better grow fast, or these niggas gonna party themselves out of here. You know, they don't know what they're really celebrating. The final end, the final frontation, literally, as a race. So we're here to bring about that longevity and that perpetuation of our existence, and they're bringing about capitalism, the perpetuation of currency notes, dollars, the perpetuation of a European system that can live without them. If all black people died today, do you think the currency system would still be going? So all this energy that they get to this money system and making money would go on after niggas. It went on after the Native Americans. They still were exchanging land and bartering after they wiped out the Native Americans. So this currency system will be going even after they wipe out us. So what's more important? Our existence or the perpetuation of a currency system? We put the dollar bill with his face on it above us, and we really putting his very existence above the continuation of our own existence. Because we'll kill each other over that dollar bill with his damn face on it. Wow. It's deep. So we have to now change our attitude about ourselves, and we have to reach a level of compassion. And this level of compassion is true spiritual development. It's true spiritual development. Love is spiritual development. Why? Because anything other than that is completely, utterly selfish, which is savagery, which is completely animalistic. When you give a dog a food, he turns his back on you and takes his food in the bowl. Dog is not going to share you no food unless he has been trained to do that. He's going to go drag his food in the corner. Most animals try to hide their food, and they're selfish. So when you raise above selfishness, now you have achieved the level of human development. You have really become human because we have love and concern for others. So that is the highest level of spirituality. It's compassion. And that's all that is being exemplified. Now, the next aspect that I wanted to build on is devotional service. Now, I did a lecture called Devotional Service years back, but I don't think I gave the real justice to that subject matter. I attempted to. What is devotional service? You got different forms of yoga. You got chanting, which is not necessarily a form of yoga, but it's a methodology for enlightenment. And you can make those mudras and do yoga postures, what they call asanas. That's a different form of yoga. You can practice the Kundalini practice where you're meditating, you know, within yourself to try to raise your chakras and your vibration. That's a form. You can do different type of poses, breathing exercises, and meditations. Or you simply, like you just simply just sit down and just simply meditate. The only thing about that is, it's only one that people look over. That's devotional service. What is devotional service? It is an opportunity for purification in the act of doing. It's called bhakti yoga. That means by doing and acting, you are purifying yourself. It is the only yoga that is proactive. This one says sit and meditate. This one says do this yoga process yourself. But bhakti yoga is the most powerful of all of them. This is why I say that. We would have never known about yoga had it not been for bhakti yoga. It is the only one that has brought other humanity, other aspects and peoples of humanity to yoga. It's the only one. Without that one, we would have to be lucky to know about yoga. It would take pure luck and pure incarnation of divinity to know what yoga is, had it not been for bhakti. Why do I say bhakti is the devotional service to render service. To render service for the purification of the heart. For the purification, when you're purifying the heart, you are purifying the self and you are purifying the mind. We look over that one. We're not going to free our people by doing asanas. We might elevate our minds as individuals. We're not going to liberate our people by breathing. We might elevate our internal states and purify our lungs and focus our attention by breathing. We're not going to free our people by chanting. Though we might enlighten our consciousness and feel happier because we chanted and feel better and we're more focused on deity and on self-realization. It's only one yoga that will free our people. That is bhakti yoga. That is the yoga of service. Y'all follow me with that? Service means that you go and you engage in an interaction with others by giving. And by the act of giving, out of the interaction, you purify your negative energies within yourself out of your methodology of sharing with others. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? Bhakti yoga is the yoga of service. You notice when you give something to people and you know you have done some good, what happens to your heart?
Cheerful.
Come on. When you have done something good, it enlightens your heart. Now, the quickest way to get into enlightenment, to escape all the different yoga austerities, is bhakti yoga. Let me tell you why. Because it's the only yoga that immediately propels you from the selfishness or the egocentric self. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? Every other yoga, you're fighting with yourself. Because in meditation, you're trying to fight with your thoughts. In chanting, you're trying to make sure you're chanting and you focus on chanting and you're chanting the right thing. With yoga, you're trying to make sure the asanas, you're trying to make sure you get the postures right. With the breathing, you're trying to get rid of the breathing right. With Jnana or Raja, which is the philosophy or mental yoga, you're trying to make sure that you get the concepts right. I got the right ideology. I didn't read the right yoga books, or I've received the right knowledge from the master with these different practices. But with bhakti yoga, there's no self. Because one in their giving has went beyond the concern with their selfish self and their existence, and the self disappears. And it's completed in your chain of giving and your interaction with others. Y'all follow where I'm going with this? The self disappears in the act of giving. Because now you realize yourself as something bigger, as you and who you have given to. You realize